All right, here's a summary of our finals review day 2. We know a triangle adds up to 180 degrees, so 75 plus 45 plus, we can call that x, equals 180. Combine those, we're going to get 120 plus x equals 180. Subtract 120. X is 60. Remember, you can always slow this video down on YouTube. Click that little gear setting, and you can slow it down to 75% if that's what you need. Here, an outside angle like that is going to be equal to the two angles inside the triangle that are far away from it. So 50 plus x equals 150. Subtract 50. X is 100. Okay, draw our house here. These are corresponding angles. Remember, that's a hard one for people to recognize. One inside the house, one outside the house, same side of the fence. Draw our house. These are both outside. They're exterior, and they are alternating sides of our fence. Draw our house. Inside the house, that's interior, and they are alternating. Inside the house, they are interior. This is our house here, right? Those are interior angles. Same side, interior. Draw our house. These are vertical angles, or kissing angles here. Okay, adds to 180. So 60 plus 80 plus x plus 43 equals 180. Combine our like terms. We're going to get 103, 183 plus x equals 180. Subtract 183. X is negative 3. Again, these two angles inside have to equal the one outside. 36 plus 5x plus 7 equals 8x plus 13. Combine like terms. Subtract 5x. And subtract 13. 30 equals 3x. Divide by 3. X is 10. Okay, draw a house. These are same side interior. And those are the only ones that add to 180. All the others will equal. So those have to add to 180. 10x plus 10 plus 3x plus 14 equals 180. 13x plus 24 equals 180. Subtract 24. 156 divided by 13. X equals 1. 12 is the answer. These are vertical angles, kissing angles, so 100 equals 19x plus 5. Subtract 5. Divide by 19. And x is 5. Here, draw our house. These are interior, alternate interior, and those are equal. So 13x plus 5 equals 14x. Subtract 13x. 5 equals 1x. That's our answer. Okay, the mid-segment theorem says mid-segment, we know 2 times the mid-segment equals the parallel side or opposite side. Okay, so 2 times, here's our mid-segment. 2 times that will give me the parallel side. So 2 times 9, our mid-segment, equals parallel side. So 18 is going to be NL, our parallel side. Same principles. We know the mid-segment, 2 times that will equal the parallel side. 2x plus 32 equals x plus 26. Subtract x. And remember, that's a 1 in front there. So we get 1x plus 32 equals 26. Subtract 32. X equals -6. Determine if the two triangles are congruent. We know this side has to equal one another, so yes, congruent, because angle, side, angle. These have 3 angles equal, but when we know 2 angles are equal, we can say they are similar, but they are not. We can't say they're necessarily congruent, because you could have the same angles and make one triangle really tiny and one of them really big, and they would be similar but not congruent, but still have the same angles. Here we have angle, angle, side, angle, angle, side. So yes, those are congruent by angle, angle, side. This side is congruent to itself, so we have side, side, side congruence. Angles equal to itself, so we have side, angle, side. Side, angle, side congruence. For these to be side, 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 we would need those two to be equal. So if I'm going from here, that is where there's 1 hash mark and 2 hash marks. So that's D to F. We would need that to be congruent from where we go from 1 hash mark and 2 to the other side. So that would be VX. Okay, here, for side, angle, side, we know this is congruent already. Side is equal to itself. Okay, and then we would need this angle to be equal to that angle. So that's FVU. Okay, and we went over, if you think of it as a train, we went over the one little tie there, so we're going to have to go over that one tie first. TUV. Okay, this is a right triangle, so B plus 26 has to equal 90. Or not right triangle, right angle. So B is 64. Here, this is a linear pair. Those two have to add up to 180. Okay, here there's a vertical angle, so they're equal. Whoops. 75 equals 5x divided by 5. X is 1, 5, or 15. Find the area for a rectangle. You go, area of a rectangle is length times width. So that's 5 times 7. 35 yards squared. Okay. For a parallelogram, the area is base times height. So it's going to be 3 times 9.8, which is going to be 29.4 kilometers squared. For a trapezoid, it is 1/2 the first base plus the other base times the height. So it's 1/2 2.2 plus 7 times our height. The distance between the bases, 4.4. That's going to be 1/2 of 9.2 times 4.4. That's going to be 4.6 times 4.4. And I'm going to do it on my phone. 4.6 times 4.4, 20.24. Okay. 20.24 kilometers squared. Okay, for these ones, draw your eyeball, name the triangle, that's opposite side. This is hypotenuse. Okay, that would be sine of the angle equals opposite over hypotenuse. Sine of the angle equals 18 over 33. Remember, to find an angle, you're then going to do the inverse sine of 18 over 33. Okay, put that in your calculator, and you will get 2833 degrees. Whoosh. Okay, 33 degrees. Here is our angle. This is our opposite side. Hypotenuse, this has to be adjacent. So we know A and H, that's cosine. Remember, it's so, ka, toa. So that's adjacent and hypotenuse. Cosine of the angle equals adjacent over hypotenuse. Since we're solving for an angle, do the inverse. And that's going to give us 73. Okay. Our eyeball looks across at opposites. There's hypotenuse, adjacent. So we have adjacent and opposite. That's going to be toa. So tangent of the angle equals opposite over adjacent. 25 over 37. And you're going to want to take the inverse of 25 over 37 to get 30 is 34 degrees. Tan B, you're simply going to do tan inverse of 2.0503 equals 64. Same thing here. Inverse sine, since we're solving for an angle. $57. Here, draw the eyeball. This is the opposite side. That's hypotenuse. So that's going to be our sine of 23 equals 17 over x. Put this over 1. You can cross multiply x times sine 23 equals 17. Divide by sine 23. X equals 43.5. Here's our eyeball, opposites, hypotenuse, adjacent, and cosine of 61 equals 15 over x. Put it over 1, same process, cross multiply and solve. Here's our eyeball, opposite, adjacent. So we're going to use tangent since it's opposite and adjacent. Tan 31 equals opposite over adjacent. Put this over 1, same thing, cross multiply and solve it. Okay, for here, tan C, there's our eyeball, opposite, hypotenuse, adjacent. And tangent is going to be toa, right? So tangent is going to be opposite over adjacent. 24 over 32. You can reduce it. 2 goes in there. 12, 16. We can divide by 2 again. 6/8, 2 again. 3, 4. Ooh, I don't know what's going. 3/4. Okay, so I didn't recognize, I didn't see it immediately. 8 goes into both of those, right? So 3/4. Sine of A, draw our eyeball, opposite, hypotenuse, adjacent. For sine, we want so, that's our H and our O. Sine of the angle A equals opposite over hypotenuse, so it's going to be 24 over 40. 8 goes into those, each of those. That's going to be 3/5. 38 and 39, you're simply putting those in your calculator. Tan 70 is going to give you 2.7475. Cosine 64, type it in, you get 0.4384. That's it.